Sunny Day Stamping. I'm Julie Baca. I've got another quick and easy, simple card for you today, and we're using blending brushes again. Let's get started. Just for fun and to change things up a little bit, I'm had this card open this way. So it is cut at 4 1/4 and folded at 5 1/2. So you're gonna need a card base like that and 2 pieces of paper to stamp on here and one on the inside. And you don't really need the one on the inside. I just liked the way that looked. I'm going to use Forever Fern for the ferns, obviously, and Biggest Wish for the sentiments. I really love this set, so I use it quite a bit, but you could definitely just use the beautiful sentiments in Forever Fern if you don't have this one. Now for a list of all the measurements and all the supplies I'm using, head over to my website, sunnydaystamping.com. There's also a link in the description, and you can go directly to the blog post that has all this information. So we're going to start by building up color in our card by using a blending brush. And for the example I'm going to show here, I'm going to use Soft Succulent. And so you ink up your blending brush and kind of gently have it kind of circling off your paper and back on. And I'm using really gentle pressure because I just want a little bit of color. And then as I want it to be a gradient, so darker to lighter. So as I'm moving my brush back down, I'm going to press harder to create a little more color. And I don't want too much color in this because I want the ferns to really stand out, and they're going to be stamped in the same color. I've noticed when I'm using blending brushes, it's really hard to tell how much color is on there. So I like to put it on my white piece to kind of give me an idea if I've got enough color base. I'm actually going to add a little bit more. These brushes are so much fun to use. I don't know, it's just so relaxing to do this. I really enjoy them. And they're only $12 for 3. And these are brushes, not sponges. That looks good enough to me. Now we're going to stamp our ferns. So I'm going to ink up this fern in the Soft Succulent, which is the same color I used for the gradient. And I'm going to stamp this off my paper in the corner here. And I'm going to do 4 of them. And I don't want them all going the same way or all being the same height either. This last one I want going off the paper. There, so that gradient kind of creates like a fullness to the picture. Let me show you what it'd look like without this gradient. You can see the one on the left just has more fullness to it, and I really like that effect. Now, one tip when you're stamping your leaves down here, don't show the whole stem. I'll show you a mistake I made here. I showed the whole stem on that. I just didn't like how that looked. Maybe I'm being a little too picky, but the rest of them, I tried to make sure the stems were coming off the paper. All right, so next I'm gonna stamp the sentiment. You can see I've brought out my Stamp and Pierce mat. When I use these photopolymer stamps that are clear, I find I get a better impression if I stamp on this Stamp and Pierce mat. This mat's only like $8 and it's definitely worth it. I really like the just the consistent pressure it gives when you're stamping. So we're gonna make this say, "Thanks, friend." So I grabbed the friend out of the Biggest Wish and I inked it up in Evening Evergreen. I just wanted it to be a shade of the same color, just like a darker color green. So, oh, that looks so good. So now you could attach that right now to your card base. Or you could add some little flecks of splatter dots here. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. I'm going to ink it up in the Evening Evergreen. And just kind of randomly put these around, making sure to rotate this. Now this is a little like empty space, so I'm going to put some little dots right there. And maybe a little more over here. All right, let's see how that looks. So now you can compare them and you can see which way do you like better, like with the splatters or without. You can kind of play around with that. So now you can attach this to your card base. You can either glue it, but I'm going to pop them up with a bunch of dimensionals. I'm gonna need quite a few of these to keep it from sagging down. I'm gonna make sure to get some in the middle and probably there and there. All right, now you just are gonna line this up, making sure it's kind of equidistant all the way around. Press those down and look at that. It just pops it up enough to make it look really cool. Now let's do the inside. So for the inside, I'm just going to put a little more soft succulent in the corner here. Just kind of in a triangle, but also going up the sides a little bit. There we go. Now just to keep this simple, I'm just going to use the same fern that I used on the front. And I inked that up in soft succulent. You could also do it in the darker color. That would look neat too. You could choose another fern out of that set if you wanted to really play around. So I'm just keeping it quick and simple, and I'm going to glue this to the inside. So one last thing before we're done, let's not forget the envelope. Let's make sure to decorate that so that when the recipient goes to the mailbox and they see that pretty thing, they are already looking forward to opening it. So I'm just using the same design. Actually, let's do this in the evening evergreen and see what it looks like. Ooh, that's really cool. I love it. I'm also going to flip this over, and I'm going to do a little bit right here. Look at this great envelope. I love just that little subtle leaf on the corner there. And then our inside. I just want to show you a few more color combinations that I did to kind of give you some ideas. Again, I love this Biggest Wish stamp set because look, we have a hello card, a happy birthday card, thank you cards. I mean, and just depending on the words you use and the colors you use, they're great for a man or woman. Over at sunnydaystamping.com, I'll make a blog post that has all of these color combinations written down and the measurements so that you can make this project. I also have a list of supplies. If you need anything, I would love to be your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciated it. If you like this video, please give me a like. You can also subscribe so that you're alerted the next time a new video comes out. Have a sunny day.